Clore Leadership. About the Clore Fellowship. Each year we award around 24 fellowships each year to leaders in the cultural sector with ambition and vision who can show how they might take their leadership to the next level. The fellowship programme has a formal structure, but the direction, themes and content is tailored to each individual's needs. There is a strong emphasis on learning about you and your leadership. Through self-reflection, learning from speakers and peers in your cohorts. Residential content will explore authenticity in leadership, values, coaching skills, inclusive cultures, strategic planning, finance, governance, the practice of leadership in action, impact, influence, well-being, restorative care in leadership, as well as the opportunity to learn from guest leaders. The programme format blends opportunities for facilitated reflection, taught content, discussion, and debate through a variety of whole and small group, small solo activities. There will be plenty of time to meet with your peers, get to know each other and learn from one another's professional, lived and learned experiences. The fellowship is a self-directed programme where you determine our own personal learning journey, heavily focused on self-reflection rather than taught content, an opportunity to learn new things about yourself, where you will gain most by stepping out of your comfort zone, to explore who you are and would like to become as a leader, an opportunity to get your teeth into knotty questions facing the cultural sector, an opportunity to learn with and from others in a cohort of peers from across a range of art form cultural sector areas. The fellowship isn't a business management course or creative enterprise focused programme, although you may wish to learn about these areas as a part or parts of your fellowship. Training, although there is the opportunity to attend taught courses or training as part of your fellowship activity. A qualification or accredited programme. Dates. Our application timeline and programme dates are detailed on our website www.cloreleadership.org. Programme content. 2 5 to 10 day residential courses and 3 days of skills-based workshops. You'll learn about yourself and your leadership, and explore the skills and strategies of leadership. You'll work with facilitators, Clore leadership staff, associates and speakers, and hear from a range of guest leaders about their leadership journeys. Climate Assembly connecting with leaders in the UK and internationally around climate emergency, action and collaboration. A 360-degree leadership profile. A detailed leadership profile undertaken with support to explore what that means for you and your leadership. A secondment, usually around 6 to 8 weeks. In a UK-based cultural organisation in a field different from your own. To stretch your leadership learning and muscles. Outside of your home area of practice. Up to £4,000 development budget. To spend on your learning and associated costs. e.g. accommodation, travel, conferences, courses, study visits or books. £14,000 bursary. Financial support for your time away from work, necessary to undertake your fellowship, paid to you or your employer as appropriate. For UK or Ireland Fellows only. Mentor or coach support. A package of individual support as you journey through your learning. A provocation piece. Fellow-led research into a chosen leadership subject. A collaborative inquiry project. Work alongside other members of your cohort to explore a contemporary leadership learning question, with your inquiry findings presented at the second residential. Access budget provision. For deaf or disabled and neurodivergent fellows, or for those with caring responsibilities. Opportunity to apply for a supervised research project. Funded through the Arts and Humanities Research Council. After completing the fellowship. What are we looking for in fellows? Leaders or changemakers who are dynamic, strategic and collaborative, intellectually curious, creative, and possess emotional intelligence and integrity. Entrepreneurial and passionate about making a difference through culture. Ready to take on significant leadership challenges and effect change. Who are deeply reflective, able to ask themselves honest and searching questions. Those working in a variety of roles in arts and culture, artists and freelancers, as well as those working for organisations. We particularly welcome applications from leaders from the global majority and deaf, disabled and neurodivergent leaders who are currently underrepresented in the sector. Eligibility criteria. Applicants to the fellowship need to be able to demonstrate the following: have at least 7 years of professional or voluntary experience in the cultural sector, showing that you can lead and are making a significant impact through your work or practice. Be open to learning and have a desire to develop as a cultural leader with an innovative approach. Be in a position to influence practice and/or policy and effect change in your organisation, sector and beyond as an artist or cultural professional. Have extensive experience leading people, projects, organisations or practice, either in a paid or voluntary capacity in the cultural sector. Demonstrate a deep commitment, passion and understanding of the cultural sector and its broader context. Specialist fellowships may have additional eligibility criteria that must be met, such as where you live and work and your experience in that sector. Candidates from outside the cultural sector may be considered, provided their role is working within arts and culture. Costs and funding. The fellowship programme is generously supported by a range of funding partners. The cost of all fellowships, with the exception of self- or employer-supported fellowships, are fully funded. Included in your funded fellowship, the cost of 2 residential programmes includes tuition and all course materials, travel to and from accommodation, meals and refreshments for the duration of the residential courses. travel to and from accommodation and associated content costs for skills-based workshops, support from a mentor or coach, development budget of up to £4,000 towards the costs of your development programme. This is available to all fellows, including employer-supported fellowships. An access budget supporting the needs of deaf, disabled or neurodivergent fellows or those with caring responsibilities. Bursary. If you are planning to remain in employment during your fellowship and have been awarded a funded fellowship, you or your employer will be able to claim a bursary contribution up to a maximum of £14,000 towards compensation for the periods when you are away from the workplace. Employer or self-supported fellowship. If you are not eligible to apply for a funded fellowship, you can apply to receive an employer or self-supported fellowship. The application, selection process and structure of the fellowships remains the same for all fellowships. Information for employers. If your employee is offered a funded fellowship, Clore Leadership will invest the equivalent of around £35,500 in their development as a cultural leader, with support from our funders. You should expect the employee to be away from the workplace for around 5 to 7 months as a condition of the fellowship offer. Access. We will discuss any support you might need with you before you start your fellowship to make sure we can make adjustments or put any additional support you may need in place. We have worked with many deaf, disabled and neurodivergent leaders previously. The support you need is individual to you, but as examples, the kinds of things we have put in place before include providing a note-taker throughout the residential, support from a personal assistant to attend with you, captioning of online residential sessions, supporting the costs of BSL interpreters, providing written materials in different formats, provision of data bundles to support attendance of online coaching sessions. Our residential venues have undergone an access audit. Our training spaces are level access with accessible toilets located nearby. Accessible accommodation is available, and we will ask you about your specific accommodation requirements before the residential. Support for those with caring responsibilities. To help support those with caring responsibilities, we provide a carer's support bursary, which can support costs of up to £75 per day towards childcare or other caring-related costs during residentials or workshops. Fellowships available. Details of all the fellowships available in this application round, together with eligibility, are included on our website www.clore.co.uk.